White Americans' problem is ignorance. It is ignorance, compounded by fear of not getting their cut of the stolen gains. They are ignorant because they do not realize that they're being played. They are being played. They are being used. They would benefit more in a socialist society than they will in this fake democracy. And this is fake democracy. The United States is a plutocracy ran by the rich who own the corporations. Plutocracy is how you spell plutocracy. Now look up the definition. Looking up the definition will free your mind from the ignorance that you have been entrapped in. May I ask a question? Is there any individual on the face of the earth who have lived, who has given $1 billion worth of anything to the world? Has any individual given to the world $1 billion worth of anything that would make their self-worth worth $1 billion to the world? Let's understand something. The only thing that any individual can give to the world is knowledge. That's the only thing any individual can give to the world is knowledge, because everything else is here. Everything else is here. What does knowledge do? It transforms resources so that they can better help society. Knowledge transforms the resources that we have on the planet to better help societies to ascend spiritually, or to simply live on the planet. Understand this: the knowledge which comes from creation, which exists in the past, belongs to all of humanity. Knowledge belongs to all of humanity. Why? Because it was compiled, traded to and fro, built up on by all of humanity. Knowledge has never been exclusive of one particular group of people. In this case, knowledge has never been exclusive of one particular person. From the wheel comes the cart, push cart. From the push cart comes chariots, wagons, cars, trains, airplanes. Knowledge grows, and we all of humanity, all of us in humanity, we contribute to knowledge so that we can better exist and live more comfortable on the planet that we call Earth. I say this to say that no human being is worth $1 billion, not one. Humanity owes humanity life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. That's what we owe each other. And if we give ourselves this, we have no problem. Jesus told us that a rich man has as much chance of getting into the kingdom of heaven as a camel passing through the eye of a needle. Let me explain something that we all know for sure. Wars are started by rich people. They are started by rich people. And who gets the spoils of war? The rich people. This is why I say that Caucasians' biggest problem is selective ignorance. Selective ignorance. Because you would do better and you would have more and you would have less problems, less worries if we lived in a socially integrated society in which all people respect each other. When you have a person with $1 billion and you have homeless people, people starving, that person does not care about you, especially when he sends your sons and daughters off to war and his does not participate. An example is Netanyahu. His son is not participating in this war. And I can tell you this, the warmongers out there, their children are not participating in this. And if their children is participating in this, then they are fools. They are fools because their children are fighting for money. And if your child dies fighting for money, that is ignorant because he won't be able to partake of the spoils of war if he dies. And you lose your legacy. That's why rich people don't send their children off to war. They send yours. You see, as I've stated, white people's enemy is ignorance. It is their problem. White people's fear is that they will not get their cut of the spoils. And no, you're not going to get your cut of the spoils. You are going to get what Ronald Reagan told you were going to get. Trickle down. That is what you're getting. Trickle down. Coal miners, you get trickle down. You didn't even have national health care, and you have lost your homes when you get sick from black lung disease. Billionaires don't care about you. Your sons and daughters, you send them off to college, and they can't even get a high-paying job, and then they're saddled in debt with college tuition. It is said that America doesn't have national health care because it would have to be given to black people and people, other melanated people. And it is said that you voted against that. Caucasians voted against that. That is ignorance. That is ignorance. Based on fear of not getting your cut of the spoils. You see, whatever you deny another, you deny yourself. Anytime there is legislation that is going to take away your freedom, you always vote for your freedom because you may not need it now, but you may need it later on, or your kids may need it. And when you vote to take away your freedom, that's what the plutocracy wants you to do. Because the plutocracy, those laws, as you know, do not apply to billionaires. Billionaires have no laws. You know it and I know it too. As long as there is greed, they can buy their way out of anything. As long as there are those Caucasians who want to get up the economic ladder, there will always be problems. Because the rich aren't going to let you get up there. And what they give you, they take away. They lie to you on television. Reagan started trickle down, told you just give all the corporations tax cuts and you're going to get what trickles down. What has trickled down? The wealth gap between the rich and the middle class has increased, and the middle class has decreased. Don't believe me? Look it up. Like I said, white Americans, your problem is ignorance. Ignorance, and you've allowed yourself to be brainwashed. Your fear is not getting your cut of the spoils of war, the ill-gotten gains. And guess what? You're not supposed to get it. You're supposed to get what trickles down. And anything that trickles down is an accident. Is an accident because they really don't want anything to trickle down. And when something does trickle down, they want to find out where the hole is so it can be repaired. That way they can better control you. Like and subscribe. Talk to you later.